tuning in. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I still wanted to get on here and remain consistent. This topic about Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter has been the topic of discussion for some time now. I I think media already made Rumi and Sir a topic because there had been speculation that Beyonce and Jay Z do not really bring Rumi and Carter out as much as they have been seen with Blue Ivy. Now, I did not speculate anything on that because I know that, or I figured that Beyonce and Jay Z are private people. So I didn't expect us to know every little thing about their kids. And it's kind of creepy to want to, see somebody else's kid that we don't even know. I mean, every couple of years for me would have been fine. Now, if she is actually grooming Rumi to be, how she has Blue Ivy, then of course we would expect to see Rumi at least some more. However, speculation about, how Rumi and Sir are basically started to creep up. I don't think I saw anyone else say this besides Tasha K, but I saw Tasha K stating that, something may be wrong with Rumi and Sir as to why they're not seen as much. From there, that's when, the ball started to roll about speculation on whether or not these children have a disability or something is, I guess, wrong with them. And I think that's the reason why some media people do get sued and things like that, because it kind of starts to trend when someone creates that topic, that idea, or that speculation. They do have that power to, all of a sudden create this idea, and then multiple videos start to get made about that. So I think that's the reason why people get upset with people who have that mic in their hand or have that attention, because they have the power to make those things trend. That's why a lot of people used to get upset with Charlemagne, because Charlemagne would say things and then it would almost become true, whether it was true or not. So after Tasha K said that, then all of a sudden Kanye West jumps on the internet and starts to allude to, Rumi or Sir, something being wrong with Rumi and Sir. So then you have it that, of course, Jay-Z and Beyonce, these celebrities, no matter how small the platform is, especially if something starts to get trending, they do see these things, is what we are learning. A lot of people allude to YouTube being small and, people who are insignificant, because ideally, I mean, anyone can create a YouTube channel. But the fact of the matter is, we're in a day and time where YouTubers do matter. YouTubers, influencers, TikTok, all these things, they have a voice that's probably bigger than, these news outlets that we watch on TV. So I think especially these celebrities are learning that lesson, because once these videos start to accumulate and things start to trend, it starts to affect them. And so now they're paying more attention to these influencers. They're respecting them because they realize the power that they have, that, they can say something and make it trend, or they can do something and, you know, it has the same impact that they may have, or it can start something. Because we've seen that with Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright is the one who started, I think she started I think it's been like 4 years now, when Jaguar, started hopping on the internet and saying these things about celebrities. I don't believe everything that Jaguar Wright says, because every single time I hear a story from her, she always is a cousin of somebody, or she knew this person, or she was there. And I don't doubt that she was there for some of this because she used to be in the music industry. But I don't believe every single thing that she says, because she's not directly connected with these people now. And also, I mean, how can you be there and know this person for every, even the recent story that she said about Jay-Z was hearsay. She said somebody contacted her, and she knew for a fact that this was the case. So that story that she told about Jay-Z and Beyonce basically kidnapping someone, it was about the same Jane Doe, where the case just got dismissed recently. So she did not have all the facts. She did not know that for sure, but she did go on and act as if she was there and she knew this for a fact. So I think that it's important for the information to be vetted before we get to that point where we are convicting someone without the information. And also, I think that's why celebrities are realizing that, it's important to pay attention to these small, content creators and things like that, because like they can cause things to trend. So anyway, after Tasha K, because that's who I saw alluding to the kids, something being wrong with the kids. After Tasha K, that's when Kanye West said what he said on the internet. I think he was on Twitter, and he was talking about how, something is wrong with the kids and things like that. So I think that comes from a long ago. People are saying these things because long ago, having a disability was seen as a punishment for a sin that the person made or did, right? And also, people with disabilities used to be prohibited in society from doing certain things. Like, so it's basically viewed as something bad. If we were to go with that idea that, having a disability means that you committed a sin or you did something bad, I would say that in the past, Beyonce was not really that nice of a person. I mean, as of like recently, every time we see Beyonce, she's smiling. People tell stories. She did this for me. She did that for me. She's so nice. People, hail her as a queen. But in reality, I don't know if you guys have like seen the history of Beyonce, but even recently, a lot of people still come out and say she steals their music, she steals their clothing, their style, and even the hair product that she just brought out. Somebody said that she stole it, the sacred thing. I think they said she stole the image or the advertisement, something like that. So is it to be believed that that's the reason why, this has occurred? Now, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this is why there's the idea behind having disability being something negative or bad. Now, we don't even know if the child really has a disability. She's only 7 years old. And even if she does, like, she's just a child. She didn't do anything, wrong, in order for her to be like this. But I do think that the comments that have been made are very harsh. It's very hard to listen to because it's just a child. But that's the history. That's the history, and I think that's the reason why people want to turn around and say something like that, because even in the Bible, it talks about, I think it's in Leviticus, where Jesus is healing the people with disabilities. And I think I did see something about, basically people with disabilities being prohibited from being certain things. And then, like I said, it's like seen as somebody, like a punishment, a punishment because somebody did something. So I don't know. I think it's wrong that people have so many, how do I pull this up? Have so many negative comments about the child, and have came out to say such things. Because I've never seen anyone else's child get criticized like this besides Cardi B. I've seen a few negative, comments on Cardi's child, specifically her daughter, her first daughter. But other than that, I've never seen this before where people attack a celebrity's child like this. I can't recall. So I think this is crazy. And I think Beyonce's response to that was bringing Rumi out on tour to say, hey, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed of my child. So I'm going to bring her out and show her off, and I don't think she was hiding her because we have seen Rumi attend Beyonce's tours before. So I don't think that she's hiding her. AJ2 Goated. Of course, you can get a shout out. Shout out to AJ2 Goated. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, I don't know why people are punishing Beyonce if her child does have some sort of disability. I don't think that that's right. I look at a lot of the comments, even recently. Rumi debuted again. She appeared again on another show, and she seemed, she wasn't as hype as she was the first time. And then people started to say that she was kind of like sedated. They gave her medication, and that's the reason why she was acting that way the second time. I don't know, but I just think that I just think that it's very disrespectful to talk about someone's child in that way. Yep. So I am just looking forward to see, Rumi develop, because I don't really have any opinion on, her right now, because she could have just been overstimulated. I mean, anybody can get overstimulated. I don't know what she was diagnosed with, if anything. So I don't necessarily know if that is true or not. But yeah. And Sir, he's probably gotten big too. I definitely have not seen him since he was younger. I want to say like, and if they're twins, I'm pretty sure he has also gotten bigger. But I mean, I'm not, I think it's weird, first of all, being this invested in somebody else's kid, even if they're not a celebrity, but a celebrity at that, I'm just not looking out for that. They can do whatever they want with their kids, whether they want to show them or not. That's up to them. I think that's kind of weird that people are that invested. But I was looking at the comments and it was so many. I mean, but then it's like, what do we expect anyway? Because people were really mean to Blue Ivy when she was growing up too. A lot of people had comments about her hair, how she looked. And now, Blue Ivy is, she's developed, she's a teenager, she's gorgeous. So I just think, people are kind of being a little tough because it's Beyonce. But I see Beyonce. I like Beyonce's music. But as far as Beyonce, I do feel like she's mean, but I think she probably has changed her ways. I think that's what it is with Beyonce. I think Beyonce was a mean girl and then she changed her ways. So if we were to go with the conspiracy that, people are punished and that's how come, their kid may turn out that way, I do feel like Beyonce was a mean girl. People still come out, and talk about stories of, and see, mean girl today, I don't think Beyonce is mean today as in like she's actually mean to people. I think today Beyonce is still being accused of stealing people's work, copying people and not giving them credit, not paying, things like that. I think in that sense, she's still that way. But we saw videos, there's videos, I don't know if they're still out there because I feel like she did like a clean of her reputation, of her brand to try to appear like she's so nice. Even the relationship that she has with Kelly Rowland, I think that there have been a lot of ups and downs with her and Kelly Rowland's relationship. And I think Kelly Rowland is a little bit weak for allowing Beyonce to treat her that way. Because I feel like Beyonce probably had been treating Kelly Rowland not really that nice. Because Kelly Rowland is the one who stuck it out with Beyonce. She stuck it out with Beyonce. Now there's a story that they're sisters. I don't know if they're really sisters. Supposedly she's a half sister. I don't know if that's true. But Kelly Rowland stuck it out with Beyonce through the ups and downs, kind of stayed in her shadow a bit because even when Kelly Rowland went solo, she did do well solo, but I think she only put out like I think one or at minimum two albums. I feel like it was because I remember when she had Motivation, she had this other song about a story about how she was in a domestic violence situation, and she had alluded to having a jealousy of Beyonce, I think. And so there was a time where Beyonce was front and center, and a lot of people were saying it was because she was light skinned. A lot of people were saying that because it was her dad doing that. So I think that that could have created some resentment within Kelly Rowland. But if you look at older videos, Kelly Rowland still had that confidence about herself. And so I feel like she dimmed her light a bit to be around Beyonce. And that's the reason why the other girls didn't survive, because they were not willing to do what Kelly was doing. See, Kelly was more so looked at as family. Tina Knowles is sort of like a mother to Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland's mother passed away early on, and there was some sort of thing where Kelly Rowland's mother dropped her daughter off to Tina Knowles, and I don't know what happened. I don't remember the story, but I think she dropped her daughter off, and she ended up kind of staying with them for some time. And I don't remember the story exact, but it was some sort of weird thing where the child was dropped off to Tina Knowles. I don't know how she ended up just keeping Kelly, but I think that's what happened, or that's how the story went, or something like that. So her mom ultimately passed away. I don't know if it's true. These things, they always come out later, but I don't know if she is really her his daughter or what's going on, because we haven't heard anything about you know what's weird too? Kelly Rowland's son, people used to also make that rumor too that Kelly Rowland's son is actually Jay-Z's son. But I don't think that that's true, because if you look at Kelly Rowland's husband, both Kelly Rowland and her husband have like a long face, and so does Jay-Z. And her husband kind of has some traits of Jay-Z as well. And I think what happened is because of that, it makes like the son kind of looks like he can be Jay-Z's son, which is weird, but I don't think that there was ever an affair. There's that rumor too that, Kelly Rowland and Jay-Z have an affair and things like that. What we've learned from, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith is that these weird things do occur in celebrity, and we might look at it and say, that looks really weird or sounds really odd, but in actuality, amongst the celebrities, it is something that is happening. It's normal amongst them, but we just don't know. So we might think, oh, Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, they're married and, perfect couple, but in reality, there's something else going on. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. A lot of people having this harsh criticism on Rumi, and I think it may or may not be true. I don't know, what she actually has. It may or may not be true, but I definitely think that she should get some slack because she's a child. And I think that, I wouldn't want anybody talking about my kid like that. That's crazy. I think Jay-Z made a song about it. He has a line. Oh, yeah, I remember. No sympathy for the king, huh? Because even talk about your baby crazy. Yeah, that's the line. I forgot what song that was. They'll even talk about your baby crazy. What song is that? No sympathy for the king, huh? I can't remember, but I'm definitely a Jay-Z listener. I listen to Jay-Z's music. I'm a fan. But yeah, that's his baby. I don't think anybody should be talking crazy about Rumi or Sir. I mean, even Blue Ivy, I know she's a teenager now, but still, I still wouldn't have anything negative to say about her. She's still a baby to me, too. Yep. But thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back on another video. See ya.